Once again, you can probably hear me. Ah, there we go. Hey, good evening, everybody. It's 10 p.m. in Oakland, and I would turn my camera, except I'd probably drop it. My window's open, and there's air. Much gratitude for air. Welcome to week 25 already of Intention Tuesday, the 10 p.m. edition, coming to you live from Oakland, California, where there's air, for which I'm extraordinarily grateful. And this week, we are going to talk about beginning again and recentering. So, I'm sorry, I just begin. Okay, there we go. Hi. So, finding our center and settling in again and again and again. Part of the essence of every practice is that we begin again. We begin again when we learn. We begin again every day. When our plate is full, we empty it and we begin again. If nothing else, these last few months, if not these last 4 years, have taught us that there's so much going on and things stack up so high, and over again we think that we can't possibly take on more or do more or be more. But yet we manage to overcome, and not only overcome, but sometimes thrive. These challenges seem extraordinary, but I want you to consider that perhaps they're not so much a burden as a gift. They're a gift because they stretch us. They're a gift because they tie us to our infinite capacity to be, to love, to grow. In times like this, we must recognize that when we wobble, when we think that we can't go on and we can't carry anymore, we are likely only using our human ability, our human power, our own lives, our own bodies to carry what we have to carry. Using our singular, limited human power to endure what's going on in our lives and to suffer. Suffer. Loosely used. Suffer. If we're doing this, it's likely that we're only trying to solve things with our human power, and we've slipped from center. We've slipped from being connected to source. We've slipped from our ability, from our drawing on the divine to help us cope with the things that we need to cope with, which is an infinite source of grace and ease and love and wisdom. In times like this, we have to consciously move back to center, innately knowing, though it may be hard to wrap our heads around, that we have the ability to tap infinite grace, strength, and wisdom through our connection to Source. So intention 25 is, I consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. I realign with the infinite power within me. And when we tie ourselves back to Source, there's pretty much nothing we can't do. And if we look back on the things that we've been able to endure and the things we've been able to overcome and the things we've been able to create, it wasn't just us there. We had help. So, with that in mind, thank you for being here. I invite you to bring your awareness to your heart, where we connect to our higher self in that place of inner peace and knowing where knowledge and healing reside. In this space, we're going to hold ourselves body like the mountain, firm, centered, connected. Breath like the wind, easy in and out, circling around our mountain. Mind like the sky. Mind like the sky is where your thoughts may drift like clouds, but your thoughts are only your thoughts. They're not you. Just notice them and let them pass by. Soften your focus and deepen your breath and repeat today's intention. I consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. I realign with the infinite power within me. I'll hold the space and the time, this sacred space that we've created to be in this quantum, in this collective. I like the word quantum. That's a Bruce Lipton term, the quantum collective, the quantum, the force all around us. I will hold the space and mind the time and let you know when it's time to come back. There will be a little bit of sound there, and there'll be a talk at the 2-minute mark to bring you back if you drift. And we'll drop into this meditation, focusing on I consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. I realign with the infinite power within me. I consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. I realign with the infinite power already within me. Taking those deep breaths deep into the center of that mountain that we are. Grateful for how much easier they are to take tonight. I consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. That space where the knowledge and healing reside. I realign with the infinite power already within me. That place where we connect to the quantum, to the field. In this space, all is grace and ease. Deep, easy breaths, connecting to the earth and the heavens. I consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. I realign with the infinite power already within me. We can't do this alone. We don't do this alone. We just think we do sometimes. I consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. I realign with the infinite power within me. Consciousness of that power is where the joy is. consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. I realign with the infinite power already within me. When I started doing healing work and they began to teach us how to hold sacred space, and when you're working with somebody or you're working on a situation and you step in to that space, you are practicing a connection with your heart to that heart. You're dropping into vibration with what you're working on, and you're pretty much letting go and letting God, because anything that happens in that space is coming from the divine through you. And that was a tremendous lesson for me, how to connect to that and be conscious of it. And I believe that we can do this in our everyday lives. When we drift, we connect to Source. When we drift, we come back to that infinite power that lies within us. We all have it. I consciously connect to Source and recenter with the divine. When I catch myself wobbling and miserable and frightened, I realign with the infinite power already within me. And when we connect to that power, we connect to the field, we connect to everybody. And never have we needed each other. Never have we needed each other more than we do right now. So as we wind down these last 30 seconds, remember that when we wobble, we just need to recenter and reconnect. We've got help. We just have to call it. Find your hands, find your feet. Enjoy these deep breaths as you come back in your body. And that was a very fast 10 minutes. They seem to be going faster and faster week after week. Draw on the divine. Call for grace. Grace will come. You've got this. You've got help. You carry it inside you every day, and you connect to it. When you connect to that center, you join the field. The field will help. The quantum will help. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's the best part of my week. Kim always says so too. It's a privilege to be able to be here and just to have these chats. I wish you for the rest of the week grace and ease, and We got this. There, we're all going through what the planet is going through. So I encourage you to keep the water in your body. That keep your water balanced. Keep your fires balanced. Take care of yourselves. Nourish yourselves. Keep yourselves. Do the things that you need to be in control. Do the things that you need to take care of yourself. Manage your resources, personal resources, judiciously and in line with the divine, and that will help the planet. So until we see you next week, remember to realign with to the infinite power within you, and just I wish you all ease and grace. So until next week, good night.